What is going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and this is the Galaxy S22 Ultra 1 week later. Okay, despite being in the thick of what you could call a tech winter, we always have one thing that we can always look forward to at around this time, and that's the new Samsung lineup of smartphones. Unlike other major players in this space, Samsung likes to kick off the year with its newest toys, and a few weeks back officially dropped these guys: the S22, the S22 Plus, and the much anticipated S22 Ultra. Now, I was super psyched about getting the S22 Ultra in my hands. If you guys watch the channel at all, you guys know that I was such a big fan of the S21 Ultra. I really think it's one of the best phones ever made, so my expectations were pretty high for Samsung's latest creme de la creme flagship phone. Well, I've been using the S22 Ultra for about a week now, and honestly, I'm a bit divided about how I feel about the phone, and I want to talk about why. Now, before we get into the review, in case you're new here, I'm Jason. I would really appreciate it if you take a quick second to press that thumbs up button. It really does help out solo creators like myself get a little bit more traction on their videos, so please help a brother out. And in case you're a tech junkie like me, I make a video like this every single week, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the reviews. And before I get into it, do me a favor, let me know in the comments which phone you'd rather go for: the new Galaxy S22 Ultra or its rival, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Curious to see which phone gets more love. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Okay, first, let's talk about the S22's physical design. Now, I'm sure you've heard this from 1,000 other reviewers, but it's so true. The S22 Ultra's form factor is essentially the same as the Note 20 Ultras. It has virtually the same dimensions, the same signature flat top and bottom frame and that boxier design, same curved display across the front, and same little slot here for the S Pen. Now, if you've never used a Note before, this is all going to be rather new for you, and don't get me wrong, I like this design. It's unapologetically bold and aggressive when it comes to form factor and aesthetics, and no doubt one of the best looking phones to date. But if you have been an avid Note user of the past, and this is going to be particularly true if you've had the Note 20 Ultra, the design is so similar that it's kind of underwhelming. Now, that doesn't make it inherently bad by any means. I mean, iPhones are notorious for feeling the same for years on end. And Samsung did make some changes here that helps make the S22 Ultra stand out. First, rather than having more of a satin finish like the latest Note, you get a flatter, more matte type of finish on the S22. And I gotta say, the Phantom Black looks pretty dope. It gives the phone a really stealthy look, especially with this darkened aluminum frame, and it's pretty good at resisting fingerprints. It does make the phone crazy slippery though. Some of you know I dropped my S22 Ultra on the pavement the other day. Please don't be stupid like me and get a case so you can save yourself the heartache. But for the most part, it's a really well put together phone. Now, the other way that Samsung made the S22 Ultra stand out is with its camera array. It's very similar to the S21 Ultra's layout, minus its most attention-grabbing feature, the wrapped around camera housing. Now, personally, I am kind of disappointed by this because I was a fan of that camera housing. It was unique and matched that aggressive style that the phone had. And the S22 Ultra not having anything around the cameras at all? I don't know, it just feels like something's missing. Plus, it's almost impossible to keep that area clean of grit and dust, and I feel as though that you notice it more than before. Overall, when it comes to the physical design, I do think that the S22 Ultra is well put together and nice to look at. It's just not as exciting as I would have wanted it to be. Now, before we get into what in my opinion is the best part about the S22 Ultra, its display, I want to give a big shout out to today's video sponsor, Spigen. Spigen is an industry leader when it comes to consumer electronic accessories, and these are their ArcDock 4 USB charging stations. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice about these chargers is their physical design. They're about 39% smaller than other comparable chargers out there, making them much easier to carry around and take on the move. But what's crazy is that they're actually more powerful. This ArcDock GaN PD2101 supports up to 65 watts of power, and this one right here, the ArcDock GaN PD2100, up to 120 watts of juice off this little guy. That's enough to comfortably charge 2 MacBook Pros at the same time. Now, it's able to do this because ArcDocks use gallium nitride and 3D PCB technology, which helps dissipate less heat, allows for more faster and more efficient charging, and for more power to be packed into a smaller housing. It also has features like quantum boost to maximize charging speed, as well as intelligent safety overheat protection, which all help to ensure a longer lifespan for both the charger itself as well as the devices that you're charging. And the best part is that both of these ArcDocks have 4 built-in ports, 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A ports, allowing you to charge all of your most needed devices at once. This makes it so much more convenient as you don't have to carry around multiple charging bricks when you're on the move. It's no wonder why these are some of the best USB charging stations in the market today. If you guys want to check out the Spigen Arc docks, I'll have links to them in the description. Take advantage of the newest charging technology to date. Check out Spigen today. Okay, let's talk about the S22 Ultra's display. Hands down one of the best displays on any phone right now, and probably the main reason why people are going to be drawn to this device. It's a massive 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display, coming in at a resolution of 1440 by 3088, making for around 500 pixels per inch. And man, it looks incredible. The first thing that you're going to notice is just how encompassing this panel is. It has probably one of the best screen to body ratios, as it almost has no forehead or chin, and only this hole punch cutout in the center for the front facing camera. Also, because of the curved edges, it gives you that infinity look, making the Ultra extremely immersive, especially when watching videos or playing games. Content comes off sharp, you get really vibrant colors, true blacks for outstanding contrast, and dude, it can get crazy bright. It has a peak brightness of 1750 nits, so even if you're out on a super sunny day, you're not going to have any issues with visibility. Now the other thing about this display that makes it great is the high refresh rate. It has a variable 120Hz refresh rate that can now actually clock all the way down to 1 Hz to help preserve battery life. And unlike the Note 20 Ultra, you can keep this feature on without having to reduce the screen resolution to 1080p. This means that you'll be able to have a very smooth UI navigation experience while maintaining peak resolution. And it all comes together to be one of the best displays ever from a user experience standpoint. And even though I don't personally use it that much, now having S Pen support and actually an S Pen included in the package, the S22 Ultra really can be a productivity beast. And the low latency Samsung is now able to pull off on this guy, it's basically up there with the Gen 2 Apple Pencil. It's pretty incredible. The S22 Ultra also has Samsung's ultrasonic in-display fingerprint reader. It works really well with the sensor being larger and significantly faster than what was on the Note 20 Ultra, and it's a great addition here. Now when it comes to performance, the S22 Ultra is equipped with the powerful Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip. As to be expected, everything runs crazy fast, spec-intensive gaming is no problem, and what's great is that Samsung has promised 4 full years of software updates, and 5 years of security updates, which is really great because One UI is really starting to hit its stride. Now I haven't felt any negative effects from this yet, but a bit of a head scratcher here is that the base model S22 Ultra starts with only 8GB of RAM while last year's phone started with 12. Again, I haven't noticed any lag or anything like that, but it's odd that the spec would go down rather than up. You also don't have access to expandable storage, and though it has a different design, it does have the same 5000 mAh battery capacity as last year. Now so far, battery life has been pretty solid on this phone. I'm able to get through a full day comfortably if I start off on a full charge, even on days of heavy usage. I'd say it's pretty comparable to what I was getting with the S21 Ultra, which is a good thing because battery life on that phone was always pretty great. Now the last and probably the most meaningful area of performance on this phone is going to be with its cameras, and man, Samsung stepped it up this year. The Galaxy flagships to me have always been in the top 5 when it comes to best cameras on any phone, but the optimization efforts put into the S22 Ultra's cameras may push it to the high end of the list this year. All 4 cameras on the back as well as the front-facing camera are able to produce some really nice looking stills. They're sharp with really punchy colors and contrast. The processing that's being done here is going to appeal to a lot of users, and you get a very solid end product that will very rarely require any tweaking. The only criticism that I have is that the processing may be overdoing it sometimes, and even though the night shots I've gotten so far are better, sometimes they lift the shadows too much to where it starts to look a bit unreal. Now the 2 areas in which the S22 Ultra excels, number 1, portrait shots. It's gotten better with subject separation, and though the blur is a bit aggressive on the default settings, it can be adjusted in post for a more natural look. The second is the S22 zoom capability. It comes with both 3x and 10x telephoto zoom cameras, and it is nice having this range of focal lengths that produce clean images. And even though I'm not sure where you'd actually use this feature, the space zoom that can go up to 100x zoom has gotten much better. Now when it comes to video, man, I was really hoping for some improvements, but to be honest, it's pretty similar to last year. You still get the over-the-top 8K 24 frames per second video, which looks pretty nice for close-ups, but definitely not the best once you get more into the frame. And the 4K 30 and 60 looks good, but again, no real changes from what Samsung has been bringing to the table in the past. And that last point kinda speaks to how I feel about the Galaxy S22 Ultra overall. It's a rock-solid phone that is no doubt a beast when it comes to performance, but I just can't get past the feeling that this doesn't feel like a successor to the S21 Ultra at all. And that's kind of a bummer because I and many others loved that phone. And when you essentially get a device that is a Note in every single way and Samsung just slaps an S title on it and calls it their new flagship, it's just really underwhelming. It would have been way cooler if the S22 Ultra was a blend of what made both phones great, like having this boxier design but with the wraparound camera housing, and maybe a flat display instead of curved one. I think that would have made this phone not only a fantastic step forward for the S lineup, but also a worthy way to preserve the essence of the much-loved Note as it officially retires. I know it's early, so maybe it'll grow on me in a different way, and again, I don't want to come off like I'm saying it's a bad phone. It really does everything great. It just feels like this is more of a step sideways than one moving forward. But hey, that's just me, and I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the Galaxy S22 Ultra? Do you agree with me and feel like you've been left kinda hanging? Or do you think the phone is a home run? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Okay, that's about it for this review. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you guys found it useful. Again, I'd really appreciate it. Check out these other reviews if you're looking for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.